So you start being a king at about 15, 16, right? And then Tone
Yeah.
tells you to pursue your music career like when you're like what, 19, 19, 20?
Nah, yeah, like when I was yeah, exactly 19.
Uh-huh.
I was still new at the time. I was still in high school and shit.
But you're
So he would tell me like, look, you're gonna go to school or you're gonna work. You get me? Like one of those two. If you don't go to school, you're gonna go to work. And I don't want to hear no excuses. Because if you don't gonna come to the meetings and shit, you gotta do something positive. So that's what I respect about the bros. You know, a lot of other people tell you like, oh, just do whatever you want. You know, just but you know, you got people that treat you different. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe because of the talent I had, or maybe they saw it. You know, because I used to tell them like, oh, I know Yankee, I know Manolo Guatauba, I know, and some of the niggas wouldn't even believe it. I met him because of Chavito. I don't know if you know Chavito.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He brought me to DJ Reflex and shit, and DJ Reflex was working with Yankee, and and some of the bros that reported with me on my tribe was related to Yankee. That was Yankee, Daddy Yankee cousins and shit too. Or his cousins reported with me,
Oh wow.
and with Skibby. I don't know if you remember Skibby. So the niggas they would bring me to the studio where DJ Reflex, Manolo Guatauba, and I already knew who Manolo Guatauba was because he worked with Mexicanos, some big rapper from Puerto Rico that passed away and shit. One of the illest too. He got a song with Keras One and all that shit.
So would you say that Tone almost like saved your life by redirecting you, telling you like, hey, don't do this street shit, like focus on the music?
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. I mean, that was the best thing that happened to me. You know, if not, would it be like the locked up, deported, dead? Who knows? You know. So
Right.
I started like doing music to rep the Latinos, but especially my people. You get me? Because they looked at us like criminals and all that shit. And I was like, nobody is the same. Nobody's perfect either. You get me? So there's, you got good people, you got bad people. It's like every other family. You always got a cousin that is good, another one that is bad, or another one que alcoholic. You know, it's always the good and the bad in everywhere you go.
Whenever I talk to any kings, right? You hear the knowledge side of things, the positive
Hmm.
side a lot, right? But it's almost like the way that the public presents the kings is very negative. Like, like maybe being prosecuted for the actions of a few that are in the streets doing
Yeah,
certain things, right? Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, like I always talk about that when I do a show. I always tell them like, you know, let's all have fun and enjoy the night. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that drama and all that shit. Sometimes it happen and you gotta handle it. You get me? You don't gonna look like a punk either. So if I gotta throw down, I'm gonna throw down. I don't give a fuck if they beat me up. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for to enjoy the moment and meet new connections and meet new artists and maybe collaborate with them. You know. But in a lot of concerts, the shootouts and all that, like I'm not down with that shit. Like for that, stay in the hood. I see shootouts over there every day.
Right.
You know.